Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm fabulous. It's a
You
beautiful
look
day.
good. Yeah, it is. It really is a beautiful day. Thank you for taking time to have this interview with us. And so, would you do us the honors of introducing yourself?
Well, my name is Mapo Kenord, and I am the coordinator or the chairperson for the art department at Xavier University of Louisiana. I've been here now since 1999, so it's been a few years, and this is my dream job, really. I started off as a psych major.
Really?
When I was in school.
I didn't know that.
Although I was doing art since I was in high school.
Okay.
So, you know, that idea of like, well, if I go to college, I need to get a job, and so I'm going to major in psychology.
Right.
You know, but it was like, read the book, take the test, read the book, take the test, and there were some things about it that it was like, this is not really for me. I like the idea of some of the stuff, and I did well, but art pushed me more, you know. So, and I loved doing it. So
Yeah.
they said, why don't you go to art school? So I went to art school.
Right. And here you are.
Yep, here I am.
Cool.
And by that time I was doing production pottery and working as a showing artist, doing my sculpture, because I was doing pottery, and then I was always trying to figure out my voice as an artist, so I was, you know, doing it for a job and then doing it for fun. And then after graduate school, I was like, well, where am I going to go? And there was a conference here in New Orleans,
Really?
in SICA, the National Conference, or actually it's the National Council for the Education of Ceramic Art.
Okay.
And so I came to Xavier, and I got to meet John Scott, and he was like, oh my God, this guy is amazing. And Lloyd Bennett, who was the professor at Xavier teaching ceramics, he was like, I'm ready to retire. And I'm like, oh really?
Opportunity.
This is a really cool town. There are some really cool people here. The culture is so rich. People are friendly and alive. And so this is 1994. So it was like, that was like, I'm here. So right after graduate school, I moved down to New Orleans. And in that time, somebody had gotten the job as a ceramics teacher. So I was working other places.
Okay.
But I was hanging out with, John Scott was so generous. I would come here and hang out just to learn from him because he was amazing. It was like getting another graduate degree.
Right.
And he was so generous with his information. And everybody here was like, you know, super nice. And so the person that they had teaching ceramics didn't work out. And so when they left, because I was much more versatile, I could teach art appreciation, I could teach drawing, I could teach, so having that versatility gave me actually a leg up.
Right.
So when they left, and then John Scott knew me, he knew my work, he knew my work ethic, you know. And I jumped at the chance, you know, it was like, heck yeah.
Yeah.
So that was in 1999. I've been here ever since. You know, it's funny, there's issues of being a woman in the art field, and there's issues of being black and a woman. And so people don't necessarily, it's not like people just don't pay much attention to you. I guess that's what it is. In some cases, it's a little bit of an advantage because, you know, they underestimate you on the regular. And then they see the work and they go, oh, okay. So since my skills have always been the thing out front. And so the work has opened more doors for me than anything else. So people don't see me first. They see the work first. And it's like, then this becomes a non-factor.
Right.
You know. I think what happens is, in terms of press recognition, that's where there's not much going on.
Okay.
You know, I think oftentimes that, you know, and part of it too is that I'm not as interested in advertising myself. Because I don't feel the need to.
Mm.
I've always been able to do what I want. And so I've been able to sell the work, I've been able to do the work. So it's funny because you can be successful and not famous. You know, you could be respected in your field. The people in your field know who you are, the people in your field respect what you do. And to me, that's, you know, that's what I, you know, that's what's important to me. Having your name in books and all the rest of that stuff. I guess some people, you know, that's nice, but there is so much politics. And this is not just for, you know, this goes for white people too. It's like the politics of getting in those books has more to do with, in some cases, who you know. The culture. You know, the obvious connections with our African roots, and some of the things and the aesthetics of the culture has been able to shine through. Like I make big connections between New Orleans and Ghana in West Africa, which is where I did some of my graduate research.
Right.
And Ghana is like considered one of the most friendly countries in Africa, you know, where people really are friendly. And that's, you know, here, you know, people say good morning, and people, you know, ask you how your mama, and you know, how. So, that's, you know, that's something that I appreciate. The other thing is, you know, some of the second line tradition, which is again in Ghana. I went to a celebration in Ghana, and it was like the umbrellas, the bands, the second line, everything. It was like, where am I? So, you know, those connections, they feel good to me. You know, they just feel good. When you say the arts community, there's so many layers of it. Because there are people who have never gone to school for art and who make art and who feel free to make art, which is really refreshing. Like all the Black Indians and that tradition of, you know, all of that sewing and beadwork, you know, is just amazing art. And so you have that. And then you have organizations like Ashe Cultural Center. I don't know if you know about Ashe. Oh my goodness. You guys gotta go check out Ashe. It's a Central City. And it's an amazing place where, you know, people celebrate the arts, theater, the visual arts, you know, education on a number of different levels of lectures and talks and stuff. So check out Ashe. Then there's Yaya, which is another organization where young aspirations, young artists, young aspirations. I should know because I'm on the board. But we've had Xavier students as high school students go to Yaya, go to Yaya, then come to Xavier, come to the art department, get their degree, and then go back and they got jobs at Yaya. So it's like, you know, as coordinators, as teachers, etc. So, you know, that's been a really important program. That's been around for over 30 years. And then there's, oh goodness, there's the Joe Mitchell Center, which has visiting artist programs that have brought hundreds of artists to New Orleans to work for a while. And we've had some of those artists come and use our facilities because they don't have a kiln over there. So we get basically free guest artists in some cases because they provide them a place to live, and you know, and they're, you know, they've been able to exchange information. That's changed since COVID, but oh goodness. And then there's the Ogden Museum of Southern Art, there's the New Orleans Museum of Art, there's the Contemporary Art Center, and then one of the most important things is that we have Prospect New Orleans, which is every 3 years there's a big arts triennial. It's kind of like they bring in well over, you know, like at least 50 artists through a variety of different exhibitions, and local artists are celebrated, and for usually about 5 months, like from November to February, and sometimes earlier than that, October. It's, people come from all over the world, literally. They come to New Orleans to see a number of different exhibitions. So the Wingate Mutu sculpture that was in Prospect is now at the New Orleans Museum of Art. There was a piece of Calissa Size that was, that's where Jack's Lee Circle is. So there's events that are happening in New Orleans. So it's like, it's happening. People, I hate it when people talk about starving artists. It's like, I've never had to starve.
Yeah.
If you're good, there is a market out there for you to be able to be successful. And Io Scott, the son of John Scott, is a working artist and doing his stuff. Terrence Osborne, I mean, he's been an incredibly successful artist. We've got tons of people. Martin Payton, who sculptures, he taught at Southern. We've got an ex-biology student
yeah.
who decided to change majors and,
wow.
and focus. She decided to focus on sculpture, and she's teaching, in Tennessee.
Wow.
So I mean,
Yeah.
and Xavier's own Augustus Jenkins, who graduated from Xavier, and he went and got his master's degree, and now he's back here teaching full time. So, I can pop my collar. We got it going on.
You sure can.
We got it going on over here.
For
So,
sure.
we're proud of the work that we do with our students, because we make sure that they know, what they need to know to be able to go on and have a successful career.
Right.